Dust hangs in the air above a dirt path cutting through low mud brick walls. Goats pick through refuse at the roadside. Somewhere nearby, a water channel murmurs. This is Tehran, not the city of 12 million you know today, but a village so small most medieval scholars barely bothered to name it. Where 12-lane highways and glass towers stand today, there were fields of wheat, small orchards, and the sound of a village waking before dawn. The year is around 1100 AD. Just 5 kilometers to the south stands Rayy, one of the great ancient cities of Persia, a metropolis with Roman-era roots, a place Arab geographers called one of the wonders of the East. Tehran, by contrast, does not even appear in most maps of this era. Rayy was the capital of the Seljuk Empire's western heartland. Its bazaars traded silk, ceramics, and metalwork across routes stretching from China to the Mediterranean. Tehran sat in Rayy's shadow, literally and economically. It was, at best, a satellite settlement. So who actually lived in early Tehran? The historical record is thin. Medieval geographers mention it briefly, mostly as a place known for subterranean dwellings. Ibn Rustah, writing in the 10th century, described Tehran's residents as living partly underground, in pits dug below ground level to escape both summer heat and winter cold. This was practical architecture, not poverty. Subterranean rooms stayed cool at 35 degrees Celsius summer highs and insulated against winter frosts. The same technique appears across central Persia. For Tehran's residents, it was intelligent adaptation to the continental climate of the plateau. Water defined everything. Tehran sat above a natural underground aquifer, one of the reasons it existed at all. Qanats, the ancient Persian underground aqueducts, channeled groundwater from the Alborz foothills directly to the settlement. These engineering marvels were already thousands of years old when medieval Tehran was young. The village grew wheat, barley, and vegetables in irrigated terraces. Orchards of mulberry, walnut, and pomegranate trees ran along the water channels. Mulberry served double duty, fruit for food, leaves for silkworms. Even a small settlement could participate in the broader Silk Road economy through silk production. The daily diet was straightforward. Flatbread baked on a clay convex griddle called a saj, lentil and herb stews, dried fruits, yogurt, and fermented whey. Meat, mostly mutton, appeared on feast days or when an animal was slaughtered before winter. For most families, it was a high-fiber, low-fat diet by necessity. By 1100 AD, the Seljuk Empire controlled this entire region. The Great Seljuk Empire stretched from Central Asia to Anatolia. Rayy was administered as a major provincial center. Tehran, too small to govern, simply paid dues, grain, livestock, labor, to whoever held Rayy. For Tehran's villagers, this political authority was distant but real. Tax collectors arrived seasonally. Men were sometimes conscripted for labor on Rayy's infrastructure, roads, walls, irrigation works. The relationship between village and city was extractive. The village produced, the city consumed. Islam had been the religion of this region since the Arab conquests of the 7th century, 400 years before our period. By 1100 AD, it was woven completely into daily life. Prayer times structured the day. The local mosque, even in a village as small as Tehran, was the center of community life. Social divisions in a village this size were real but compressed. A local landowner might control the surrounding orchards and fields under an ikta system, a form of feudal land grant from the Seljuk administration. Below them, tenant farmers paying a share of their harvest. Below them, landless laborers, seasonal workers, and slaves, the last group not uncommon in medieval Islamic society, though their treatment varied widely. Life expectancy in a medieval Persian village was likely in the mid to late 30s on average, largely dragged down by catastrophic child mortality. Roughly half of children did not survive to adulthood. Dysentery, respiratory infections, and injuries from agricultural work were the principal killers. Rayy had physicians trained in the Galenic Islamic medical tradition, but Tehran had none. In 1220 AD, everything changed. The Mongol armies of Genghis Khan swept into Persia. Rayy, the great city, Tehran's powerful neighbor, was destroyed. According to medieval chroniclers, the population was massacred. The city that had dominated this region for millennia was left as rubble. Refugees from Rayy flooded into surrounding villages, including Tehran. The survivors of one of Persia's greatest cities suddenly needed food, shelter, and safety. Tehran, small and unremarkable, had survived precisely because it was not worth sacking. Now that obscurity became an asset. This was Tehran's first expansion, not planned, not invited, the result of catastrophe elsewhere. Craftsmen, scholars, merchants, and administrators from Rayy resettled in and around Tehran. A village began, slowly and painfully, to become something more.
Evidence suggests Tehran had a modest bazaar by the 13th century. Market stalls serving local agricultural trade, traveling merchants and pilgrims moving between the scattered settlements of the plateau. Not Rayy's grand covered markets, but a functioning commercial core. Where the Grand Bazaar of Tehran stands today, one of the largest covered markets in the world, there was once open stalls in the dust, a handful of merchants, and the sound of a village growing up. One detail that recurs in medieval accounts is Tehran's reputation for independence, even defiance. Ibn Battuta, visiting Persia in the 14th century, described settlements in this region whose inhabitants were known to resist outside authority. Historians debate how much of this applied specifically to Tehran, but the pattern is consistent with a village that had survived by operating below the radar. For the next 3 centuries, Tehran grew slowly. It passed under successive dynasties, Ilkhanids, Timurids, Akkoyunlu. Each brought different rulers, different taxes, different disruptions. Tehran's location, at the foot of the Alborz, near key east-west routes with reliable water, kept it viable through each transition. In 1553, the Safavid Shah Tahmasp I chose Tehran as a royal hunting ground and ordered a wall and bazaar to be built around it. This is the first major act of state investment in Tehran. A village that had survived through obscurity now attracted royal attention. The wall, roughly 6 kilometers in circumference, enclosed a population probably still under 15,000 people. But Tehran still was not the capital. Isfahan was. Tehran was a secondary city in the Safavid hierarchy, useful for its hunting grounds and its position guarding northern routes. The real elevation would come later, far later, in 1796, when the Qajar dynasty chose Tehran as the seat of their new empire. Today, standing in Tehran's old city, it takes real effort to imagine the village underneath, but it is there. In the archaeological layers below Golistan Palace, in the qanat channels still mapped beneath the streets, in the mountain views unchanged for 1,000 years. The story of Tehran before it was a capital is the story of how geography, water, and obscurity can protect a place. Rayy was magnificent, and Rayy is gone. Tehran was unremarkable, and Tehran became a capital of 12 million. Sometimes survival is its own form of success. If you want to know which ancient city we visit next, leave it in the comments below. And if you found this journey worthwhile, like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. As always, we'll see you in the past.